So I just showed you guys a video on how to represent 1, 2, 3, and 4 wholes into a fraction, and how we're looking at how many halves are in each of those wholes. So this is going to be on a number line. And so as you can see below, instead of just from 0 to 1 to represent one whole, we have 0 to 1, then we have 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. So there are 4 wholes on this number line. And so I'm going to kind of show you where those 4 wholes are so that you can see it a little bit easier. So there we have 1 whole, then we have 2 wholes, 3 wholes, and 4 wholes. And we're looking at partitioning each of those wholes into halves. So at this point, I'm going to go to my first whole, and I'm going to partition it or split it right down the middle to make 2 halves. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of my holes. So this hole is partitioned in half. Now we have 2 holes that are partitioned in half, 3 holes that are partitioned in half, and 4 holes that are partitioned in half. And so now that we've partitioned all of our holes into halves, now we can go through and label the fractions for each piece. And so because each of these holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, are each partitioned into 2 pieces, remember, my denominator for every fraction on this number line is also going to be a 2. So starting at 0, we have 0 halves. Then we have 1 half. Then we have 2 halves. Okay, but because I'm not stopping, that's just one whole, I'm going to continue. So looking at my second whole, I have 3 halves and 4 halves. Okay, now moving on to my third whole, I have 5 halves and 6 halves. And then my final whole, my fourth one, I have 7 halves and 8 halves. And so when you look at where the 1, 2, 3, and 4 are, that is how you would represent that whole number using halves, representing it as a fraction. So 1 whole is equal to 2 halves, 2 wholes is equal to 4 halves, 3 wholes is equal to 6 halves, and 4 wholes is equal to 8 halves.